Yo, welcome to Change Mindset. I'm your host, AJ Smith.
Let's get it. And I'm your host, Leon Keenan.
The podcast is for everyday hustlers who said enough is enough. We're talking to comedians, content creators, bosses, risk takers who flipping the script and betting on themselves. And if you're ready to level up and get in your bag, this is your sign. Tap in. Let's get it, y'all. Change Mindset.
Welcome to another episode of Change Mindset.
Change Mindset.
Man. I pivot to your mind. So today, man, we have AJ. I'm gonna actually let you introduce this guy, man.
Alright, so we got my classmate, wonderful guy, met him at a comedy class, Don Garrett. Loved his story then, definitely had to bring him to the podcast. His name is Kaylan Adams, and no, he's not a girl, he's a man. So introducing Kaylan.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. Super grateful, gracious that you guys saw to me to have you have on the podcast. Super excited to be here.
Glad to keep you here. Glad to have you here. So let's get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you from?
Originally from Aiken, South Carolina. Born and raised. Was there all through high school. Then I went to I moved to Columbia, and that's where I went to college. So I stayed there for about 4 years, and then I went back home to Aiken. So that's where I spent most of my life, is Aiken.
Okay, so how was it like growing up in Aiken?
Very small town. I was in the church a lot. I did everything except preach inside of a church. It's like vacation Bible school, Sunday school. I sang on the choir. I was an usher, like everything. Like mostly just video games and hanging out with family and going to church pretty much.
Man, so AJ told me a little bit about you, so I got to dive into this a little bit because you're an engineer.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
You have your bachelor's, you have your master's as well. Went to the University of South Carolina, and then went to Old Dominion. How did you find yourself in comedy? Like,
wait a minute, we gonna get to that part. We gonna build up to that. We gonna build up to that.
I just had to ask, man. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Exactly what I'm saying. But I'm saying, hold on, wait a minute. So, not to cut Leon off, but talk about like growing up and all that. Like, how was you as a kid? Like, was you just obedient or was you like outgoing?
No, I was shy. Like, I was really only my true self around my family because that's where I felt most comfortable. Like, most of my childhood was like my cousins coming over and we playing video games or like being outside or like running from dogs or riding my go-kart or playing basketball. So I was like very involved with my family. Like, I didn't have like any older siblings.
Right.
And so they were like my older siblings. Like, I got a little sister, but that was pretty much most of my life is hanging out with my cousins, like going up to Atlanta, playing pool, going to New York to visit like our New York side of the family for like family reunions and stuff like that. So it's mostly just like family and church and video games. That's it.
Okay.
That's what's up.
So how did you get into, since Leon already said that you're an engineer, how did you get into engineering? And the reason why I say that, like I mentioned, a lot of our black family tell us to be engineer or be in the health field. So it was surprised to actually meet a brother that actually went with the plan. I'm just like, you in comedy? So how did engineering come in? Like, what made you interested in that?
It wasn't from my family. It was actually from a cartoon show.
Wow.
I think it was the 5th grade. It's a TV show called Zoids. And it came on Toonami, and I remember watching it. And like the next day, I asked my teacher like what I got to do to like build robots like that, and she said an engineer. So literally since the 5th grade, that's all I wanted to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
what type of engineer? Because I know it's different type of engineer. You know, when I think of engineer, I'm thinking of the guy that comes in at the last part of the house, but really the most expensive person of the house.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. So there's basically like engineering is basically just problem solving and like proving stuff will work. So you have like chemical people that like process gas, but there's a a specific kind called like petroleum engineering, and that's just for gas. But they have other like chemical engineers where like making medicine and stuff like that. You got biomedical engineering, which is like like making fake limbs and stuff like that. Then you have civil, which like builds bridges and designs like roads and stuff like that. Then you have electrical that does like all the circuit boards and chips and stuff like that. Then you got like computer science engineering, which does all the programming. But I'm a mechanical engineer, so we kind of like the nucleus when it comes to like the other disciplines. So like when it comes to like devices or ensuring something doesn't fall or anything that's kind of in motion, we kind of design all that, and we kind of like all work together.
Oh,
in
wow.
a sense. Like I started in HVAC, which is basically like heating and cooling, so mechanical engineers can do that. I designed washers and dryers for like a couple of years. And now, well, my last job was in like wastewater, so I designed like these, basically, you know, like in like grocery stores, like the belts.
Yeah.
I basically designed ones that are like hundreds of feet long.
Oh wow, for like pretty much like warehouse, like FedEx or Amazon. Cause we got the same
Type of stuff, yeah. And then I just started a new job, so we do like pump skids and stuff like that. So I like design, I do structural analysis for like pump skid designs and stuff. So it's a bunch of different stuff.
So is it a lot of us in that field or
No.
Oh, so how
No.
so how is that? You know, telling your family and like, you know, hey, I'm gonna be an engineer, and like how was they about it? Was they just like, oh, okay, baby, we support you?
No, they were dead ass, because I'm not really like most of my family in a sense, so they could kind of tell I was a little different, but like I still felt included and stuff. So when I said like engineering, like it's like, okay, I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? It kind of fit the MO. He plays video games, he likes math, so they weren't surprised.
So question, right? So me being from a small town too, right? I went off to college, moved away, and then came back. Whenever I come back, it's like, it's like the chosen one has came back. Sometimes I feel like I'm being serious. That's what I feel like, because being from small towns, whether it's sports or in general, a lot of people don't necessarily go anywhere. They work at a little factory that generations was working at. I'm pretty sure there's a factory somewhere that, you know, people in your family or somebody that you knew had generations that worked there and retired there. So how is it, you know, being successful and then going back to your hometown? Like, how do the younger generation look up to you, or how is it receptive that they come back, or they look for you for answers when they graduate, or things like that? How is that, man?
I mean, like, it's just being like around the church and my family so much, I'm still the same person at the end of the day. So it's not like they looked at me or any different or anything like that. Like anytime I go out or I go back home, like I love going out with my cousins. I'm just like, hey, let's get some shots. You know what I'm saying? Like it's basically like us being little again. We just grown and got jobs. Like it's really no different. Or like when I go to church, like I still speak to like the elders and stuff. It's like, how you doing? How's life been? And stuff like that. So I would say it's recharging to go back home in a sense. So.
Gotcha. So do you feel like a sense of responsibility a little bit to like, because for me, whenever I go back home, right, if I see somebody that want to do anything remotely to what I did or want to go to college, I want to help. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, you know, being in, you know, smaller rural areas, sometimes you get that crab in a barrel mentality sometimes. So for me, it's like I try to always, you know, leave the door open and extend that olive branch to, you know, I like to try to give back. Is that something that you like try to do in, is it Aiken?
Aiken? Yeah.
I knew I was going to pronounce that wrong.
It's Aiken. And it's close by,
it's close to Augusta, like the Masters. Yeah, like literally right there.
Yeah, when you get there.
But as far as helping out,
or is that something that you want to do like later on in life? At some point, is that something that you want to do?
I feel like I try to live my life as like an open door policy. Like if you need something, you can ask me. Like ask my mom, ask my cousins, ask my church family members. If you need me to give money, if you need me to give a speech, like just ask. Yeah. Because I most likely won't tell you no. Like I've got people who I went to high school with. Shout out to Chris, who has a foundation. It's like helping like the local kids and stuff like that. There's another sneaker one that's down there. But if any of them need help, or you know what I'm saying, like we all know each other, so if they need something, they could just ask.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, that's what's up. It's good to get.
So getting out of college, you know, well, how was it in college to be an engineer? Like, is it like the health field? You know, if I want to be an RN, right? Mm-hmm. I get my 4 degrees, I'm RN. Is it the same way as an engineer, or do you have to work underneath somebody like a project manager and all that? So
Nuh-uh. You can graduate and just start working. But there is a delineation where you can get like a license where you have to like stamp stuff, and that's where you have to like get accidental insurance and all the other stuff, and have to work up under somebody for a certain amount of years and take these additional tests. So you can go that route, but you don't have to.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So how did you get to Charlotte? Because you said Aiken?
Aiken. Yeah.
And then you said Charlotte. So you went to college in Columbia.
Yeah.
So how did you come to Charlotte?
Okay, so I moved back home to work right after college. So I stayed in Aiken for about 3 years. But during that time, a lot of people who went to USC, which is my alma mater, were moving up to Charlotte. So it's like, there's nothing to do in Aiken, like literally nothing. We don't even have a mall anymore. Like,
wow.
Yeah, there's nothing to do. So like on the weekends, because I only worked Monday through Thursday, so I would get off on Thursday, drive up to Charlotte, stay with my buddy, and we just go out, like a big group of us, probably like 5 or 6 of us, just every weekend, just going out in Charlotte. And one by one, we just all started to move up here. So I got here in 2017.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Yep.
So 2017, so where did comedy come in at?
Comedy didn't come in until like 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about get in here.
So comedy came in 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So what was like that mindset of, you know, maybe I can do comedy, or it was just like your buddy's like, hey man, you're funny, just try it out?
No. Okay. So the story is one of my older cousins, shout out to Roman, he put me on to this guy named Anton Daniels who does like YouTube videos and stuff. And he's like, oh, he does coaching calls, and I think he'd be a good person to like seek advice from. So I was doing coaching calls with him for a while, and then I had this one assignment where he wanted me to do stand-up. And so I tried to perform at Starlight, but I got there too late and the list got full. And so I was like, well, I'll try and go out on Thursday. So I went super early to Resident Culture. I signed up. I got picked. I probably got like 1 or 2 laughs. And I'm very competitive, like super competitive.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if I'm doing this, I want to do it well. So I saw Catch was having a class. So I signed up for the class. I think it was like 6 weeks under Jason Allen King. Did the graduation. Show went amazing. And then I tried to go out to an open mic like early January, like fresh new stuff, never tested,
right.
And I bombed, like I still got it recorded.
That fueled the energy though, right?
Oh yeah, like I stopped for 6 months after that.
Yeah,
So-
I remember when I first bought it.
So what made him to tell you to go and do stand-up though? Like, what was the call? Like, he just heard y'all conversations and y'all just say, you know what, I'm gonna try comedy.
Well, he knew I did a podcast at the time, so I think he was trying to get me in the mindset of being outside of my shell and being in front of people and stuff like that. So maybe that's why. I never really asked him, but I just did it and been doing it ever since.
So you said you bombed.
Yeah.
So how was that feeling?
I've never felt anything like that before. Like, just going up there and like talking and people just looking at you and they not laughing. And you trying to get them to laugh, and it's just not working. Like, I don't know what to describe it to, but like, I will say being knocked down helped me moving forward, that I have a certain level of confidence now where that'll probably never happen to me again.
You know, already know what it feels like.
Yeah, and I know what not to do, and I know how to like make it a funny moment, even though if people are not laughing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I know why people aren't laughing. So like now I do my homework ahead of time. I have certain strategies where I put new stuff. I don't lead with the new stuff. I'll start with the stuff that works, and then I'll get to the new stuff.
Okay, then.
And then I'll close with the old stuff that I know that works as well. So I sandwich the new material. So I'll never like necessarily like bomb like that again.
So what did your family say when you said, "Hey, I'm a comedian"? I added that to my resume too. And the reason why I asked that, right, not to shy away, but engineer make decent money.
Right.
I don't even know what you make, but when I heard engineer, I automatically say, okay, 6 weeks, like, why is he here? You know what I'm saying? The reason why I say that is because comedy, you know, it's no money here. So for me to really see you doing it and just like, yo, you set. So then, like, how did your family feel about that change mindset of your career?
Well, I've always did a bunch of different things. Like I've DJ'd, I got a rental property, I had the podcast. So it's like they've known I've done a bunch of different stuff. So it's like when I told them I'm doing comedy, they weren't surprised. So I do a bunch of different stuff.
So you always been like adventurous and just like spread the moment. I'm gonna try this or
not until after college. After college is when I like spread my wings and started doing a bunch of different stuff. But prior to college and high school, nah.
Gotcha.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So was you you said you was a side kid, but once you bombed, what homework did you do or like?
I've read so many books. I've probably taken like 4 or 5 different comedy classes now. So it's like I've put in the time to be prepared for when I do have to perform. You know what I'm saying? So I have a better understanding of like what jokes are, when you should do certain jokes, the different styles, which type of jokes work best in certain atmospheres, like all that. Like having the experience makes you better, and having the knowledge from other people, which is why I read the books and stuff like that, it hones you in to have a certain level of confidence. So like now when I go up there, I don't think twice about it. Like
just do it. Yeah, that's second nature.
Yep.
So you say that both of you guys have experienced the going to a comedy class, right? I've never been to one. So there's always the give and take of some comedians say comedy classes are worth it. Some of them say it's not. Me having friends, I was AJ, my friend. I see the benefits of going to the class. Yeah. But I also see why some comedians say comedy classes don't help you because you can't necessarily teach funny. So what's your take on that?
I disagree with that sentiment just because like everybody is not the same. We're not a one size fits all. You know what I'm saying? Like some people excel in school, other people don't. Right. And just because you don't excel in school don't mean you can't be successful. Like some of the most successful people out here are ones who didn't go to school. So you have to know yourself. And I knew like I like structured learning, and that's the easiest way for me to pick something up versus just doing it over and over again without some type of sense of direction. And some people thrive in that type of atmosphere. So I know myself. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I knew a class that would be best for somebody like me.
And I piggyback. That's why I'm laughing because I'm the same way. As much as people think spontaneous, but I'm really a planner. Like I need to see this and that. And like I said, what I take from the class is no different than watching YouTube. You just have one person that gave you that information. So for me, I would say it's about time. Meaning that you either do it 6 weeks, or you can do 6 hours, 6 months on YouTube, learning the same stuff they teach you in class. But I feel like with Kaylan, it was different because he was already funny. No, the reason I said that in class, when we had small talk, you had me dying laughing, and I'm just like, why you gonna put that in your joke? You was just like, well, that's not the type of jokes I'm trying to do. And I'm just like, what? That's just like, seriously, especially as an engineer, like the first black African man that I know, I'm like, he's so sitting beside engineering classroom, like, help me.
Well, no,
I got a house, a tiny house.
But no, by the time I had taken that class, I had taken probably like 2 or 3 classes before then. So it's like I had been doing it for at least a year. Right. So I had experience on like writing the jokes, but I wanted to have another, because I feel like each instructor I learned something different from. Like from the last class, I mean, I got this relationship, you know what I'm saying? Like our friendship, and even Don, just how he has built a community around his class is something I walked away with, like Kayla, like, and everybody else who we've taken the class with. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing I picked from him. And the thing I liked about his class is how we structured our sets. Like, we picked one theme, and I don't want to give it all away, but as far as like having a through line for your set, that's one thing that I picked up from doing his class. But the first class, that's where I got good at one-liners. So it's like now I'm trying to like fuse the two into like my own unique style in a sense. So
how would you describe your style? Since you were talking about your style, how would you describe Kaylan's style?
I put it in the chat GPT, and it's something to go with like, I'm witty, but like I'm not like over the top loud. Like I'm gonna make you laugh by saying something like slick. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like it's over logical.
Yeah.
Like I can say this. Let's see. Like a good example is growing up, my mom always told me like listen to God, but she never told me what he sounded like.
Yeah.
Like this,
Right. Yeah.
this whole time I thought it was Morgan Freeman, but that's not the case.
You're right.
Yeah.
And I pretty much figured out that all deaf people are going to hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like that over logic type, you know what I'm saying, type humor. So yeah.
That's cool, man. That's what's up, man.
So you say you took other classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So besides the different style, but what as you take from them classes? Like pretty much, you know, all comedy class they give you 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So do you rewrite your 5 minutes, or do in every class you go in and do 5 minutes?
Yeah, every class I wrote a new 5 minutes because my thing was like I didn't want to just keep using the same stuff over and over and over again. Like I would know how I would feel if I paid money to go see somebody and the second time it was the same exact stuff. So it's like that's why I try and write new stuff every time. Yeah. That's why like when in the class I was like, yeah, I have these jokes, but I don't want to talk about that because I was throwing the show for my birthday and I wanted all this stuff to be around that theme of 33. So that's why I started from scratch.
Okay.
Yeah. And how is your 33 year going? Because you know,
Good.
we 33 too.
Yeah.
A lot of unexpected changes, like the 2 shows I got coming up, and then I got to perform at one of the comedy clubs that was super dope. This new job, just a lot of change, just embracing it. It's been pretty good.
Okay, then. So after graduation, right? Like I said, you did your show,
Yeah.
and then you went ghost, and then you popped up on Duckworth. Talk about that experience. And Duckworth is a comedy here in Charlotte. So
Yeah, it's
talk
another
about that
thing for me.
experience. How did you even get on the show, really?
Well, okay, I wouldn't say I ducked off. I just wasn't as visual as I had been in the past. Like, I was going to mics every now and again, but not posting about it. You know what I'm saying? So because I have I've recorded each and every one of my sets. I have them. It's not on my phone, but it's on the flash drive. But I was still active during that entire time. But I applied to Duckworth. There was a posting inside of the local Facebook group, and I sent in a video. I think it was from like my first show, and then I got the email that I got picked. And I was super humble. I was super curious on like. I felt like I haven't been doing it that long. I don't know if I'm just as funny as everybody else who got picked, because a lot of the people I had been seeing, they've been doing it for years. Like I think one person, I think they told me they had been doing it for like 6 or 7, 8 years, something like that. And I was like, this is only year 2 for me. Like I've never gotten on a paid show, none of that, like nothing. So I was like, do I really deserve to be here? But I knew my stuff was funny because I had, you know what I'm saying, I had did these jokes before and testing them out. So the day of, I was super nervous, but I was the first. I think I was the first comedian there, and then I go to like the back room, and she's like, "Oh, do you want something to drink?" And I was like, "Just water, because I don't want to drink alcohol beforehand." And then just slowly and surely, everybody started pouring in, because I was still remembering my set at the time, because I was like, I know the jokes work, but I wanted to do in a certain order. So I was trying to like memorize everything, and everybody was like, "Oh, how you been?" And then this, you know what I'm saying? Like when you put a bunch of funny people in the room, like they all cracking jokes and stuff like that.
Jokes. It's hard.
It was hard to concentrate.
Yeah.
But the show, I think I was like number 10, but just listen to the crowd's reaction of everybody going up. And I remember I literally had my set list in my hand right before I went up, and I was just like, shit, I went fucking blank. Can I cuss? I went blank right before I went up there. They called my name, then I go up there, and it just like, it felt so natural. One of my buddies was in the front row, so I was basically talking to him most of the time.
Oh, wow.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So you said you have a set list. Is that how you usually go about doing your shows? Do you usually have like set list? Do you do a little bit of improv if the improv come, or you just stick to a set list and then you kind of time your set list out to however the amount of time you're allotted?
Yeah, so I keep this little book. So this is what I do, like with all my sets. So I have like, I'll put the number of minutes that I'm doing. I'll put the order. I'll put notes about like the audience, if it's mostly like comics, if it's like real people. What else I'll put in there? So I'll have like my keywords, and then I'll have my laugh per minute score at the end. So I basically know what order I want to do the jokes in. So after my set is done, I'll go back and listen, and then I'll rank each joke out of score of 1 to 5 on how funny it was. Like if nobody laughed, it's a 0. But if I got like people like
chuckle,
a long laugh, I'll put like a 4 or a 3. But if like people are like yelling and clapping and stuff, that's a 5. You know what I'm saying? So I'll go back and score each joke, then I'll calculate my laugh per minute, and that's how I look at like, okay, well this set did this good. How was the audience? Was it because there was mostly real people, or was it a bunch of comics? Like typically you don't get as many laughs since the room is full of comics, because it's harder to make them laugh. So it's like I take that into consideration when I go back and look at the scores, and then by having a rank for each joke, I can be like, okay, well in St. Louis this was a 2, but in Charlotte this was a 3. Why did this do better here in Charlotte versus in St. Louis not as well? So I'll go back and change it a little bit. So next time I do perform that joke, was it a 3 in St. Louis? And if it is, okay, well, I'll keep it right there. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I test back and forth.
Just test it out.
Yep. Yeah. And I know like, okay, this is a good closer joke. I'm going to try this as a closer. Let's see how it goes. Or let me start with this type of material. Oh, that helps with everything. You know what I'm saying? It's just a bunch of testing. Like a bunch of, basically I just use science from engineering to figure everything out.
Yeah.
And it seems like you got it down to a science too. It's not like what's called ad-libs when it comes to comedy.
Yeah.
And I was wanted to ask you, with all the classes that you take, right? Mm-hmm. What advice would you give a new comic that was trying to be, because 2 years on Duckworth, that's accomplished. That's accomplished. You have comedians that I know personally that's been around for 5 years plus and never got on that stage.
Yeah.
So, what would you say to a new comedian that was, coming up? Would you tell them to take your route, or what advice would you have for them?
If I could start over, if you want to do comedy, you're only going to get better being on the stage. Mm-hmm. You can't just, I'm going to write all this stuff and it's going to be funny. You don't know it's funny until you go up there.
Gotta try it.
You have to have that humble mentality where you won't know it's funny until you go up there. And then once you find out what is funny, write more of that. Like jokes about my name always deliver. So I'll always start with jokes about my name, or jokes about my girlfriend, or joke about my sister or my mom. Like I talk about like my experiences with people, and that has worked well for me. So I just stick with all that stuff. I don't really talk about like Trump or what's going on in the world or what I think about certain people. Like I don't talk about that stuff because it's not evergreen. But my experiences in my life, that stuff will last forever. Nobody else can say a Kaylan joke because your name is not Kaylan. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I tailor it to a way where you can't really steal it from me. So if you write jokes about who you are, you'll cut through. If that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it sounded like that boo. Well, I ain't gonna say boo. Mm-hmm. That bomb 2 years ago lit a fire.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you said you read books. So if you can, what books have you read?
There's a book called like The Comedy Bible. I hate to pull up my phone, but that's where I keep it. I got so much stuff in my head.
We live off of technology nowadays, man.
It's not even that. We are still millennials, okay? We got the Gen Zs, but we was the first to have social media, okay?
All right, let me see. Finding Your Comic Genius is really good.
Okay, then.
The Comedy Bible, like I said. The Serious Guide to Joke Writing is really good. How to Kill in Comedy is really good. And I've read all these books, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Think Fast and Slow. It's not about comedy, but the part about human psychology will help with joke writing. That's really good. How to Write Funny is really good. Poking the Dead Frog is really good.
So you a reader?
Yeah.
Hey, get in there, man.
But yeah, those are good ones to start with.
So was there any comedians that you looked up or like went to watch? Because I know it's a bad rep in the community about watching other comedians and style. Do you do that, or do you not? You just focus on your craft?
No, I watch everybody. Like Ryan Davis, like phenomenal guy. Like I remember the first time I saw him, and I was like, Jesus, he is good. Like he's from Concord. Like literally right up the street. Right. I was like, dang, that's crazy. But no, I watch everything.
So I don't know if you're like me. I'm very competitive as well. Mm-hmm. And comedy is an individual sport.
Yeah.
And I watch other comics because I want to see, all right, you're better than me right now. I want to try to be better than you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's just like racing. You're on the track. I mean, yes, we are peers in this game, but it's healthy competition. I'm a comedian, AJ, you're a comedian, Kay. You're good. I want you to be better than me, but I want to be better than you too. You know what I'm saying? The things that you do, I want to touch the stars and do the things that you've done and go beyond. But I think that's what everybody should do. That's the only way comedy and the industry can get better is healthy competition. But I mean, that's just my take on it.
I get the competition part of it, but how I look at it now is like I'm not trying to be a funnier version of you. I'm trying to be the funniest version of myself.
Right.
So the funnier I am, you know what I'm saying? The funnier I can make myself versus trying to be just as funny as you, I feel like the better I will become. So
yeah,
I'm just working on trying to make myself funnier. And I think instead of like comparing myself to other people, like how can I make my stuff funnier? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I look at it. It's
so
like
not necessarily
I compete with other people, but I'm actually just competing against myself.
Right.
Yeah.
I just want to just be a better version of me, not necessarily competing, but competing in some sense.
Yeah.
You know.
I think of it as poetry. You know what I'm saying? In a sense of way, meaning that you look at rap artists, R&B, comedians, it's kind of all the same because we all talk about the same thing. And what I mean by that, subject-wise, is all about how you can spin it with your style. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, I can watch, the other LGBT that's in my community. Yeah, we're going to talk about the same stuff. But I'm also going to watch Cat Williams, Ryan Davis, and all that because you got to understand we all have our own individual audience too.
Yep.
So it's just like, just because you come to Kaylan's show and he made his audience laugh, doesn't mean that guess what? You can make them laugh because guess what? Everybody, pretty much, the audience is our fans. And they're going to let you know, nah.
They'll give you the yay and nay.
So once you get your tribe, that's it.
But the other thing I kind of look at it too is like yes, funny is part of it, but like, are you connecting with people?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the more that you can connect with people, I think the funnier you will be and the funnier you will come across. And I think that's the real challenge is to speak to everyday relatable type things. So I've even seen it on social media where like one of my jokes will go more than the other one because just talking about a certain topic where it's a shared experience with somebody else. So it's kind of like the more that you talk about those things, I think the better your delivery will be over time.
For sure.
So how do you feel about posting your jokes online?
I've taken a step back from that. Like earlier in my time, I thought I could, but it's hard putting out that many quality jokes, and it's like people pay to come to see you, so why give away that much stuff for free? Because you kind of like it is your art. You kind of like keep it close to your chest, and the way that you can leverage it is you're trying to get people to come see that whole entire show just as a segment, because it doesn't do it justice if there's a joke out of context, because there's something that's supposed to go before or something that's supposed to go after it. There's a whole through line for my set that you will miss out if you just hear this one joke. So now what I've started doing is just posting just a setup. I don't even post a punchline anymore. Or like it's like a crowd reaction where I start with a setup and then they laugh. Like I got one video where I start off one of my jokes and then they start laughing. I was like, that's not the punchline. And I just, you know what I'm saying? I cut it off there and posted just that. So it's like posting, well, I have posted just a punchline as well, but I don't put the setup. So it's like, well, why were people laughing? What did you say before that? So it's kind of like it builds curiosity.
Yeah, kind of a cat and mouse game. You kind of pull them in, you know, kind of reel them in with the fishing pole.
Yeah.
So what comedians do you like? Or
Dave Chappelle, number one. Number two is Cat Williams.
Okay.
Those have always been my two. I've been fortunate enough to see both of them. So, yeah. And I'll throw Ryan Davis in there. It's number three for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
I saw all three, so I definitely say that.
Yeah.
And also, right, how do you engage with social media with your comedy? Because you're not posting the full punchline. So how do you also get that buzz about yourself?
I'm still trying to figure that out. Like now I just post the flyers and that's what most people do, but I want to figure out like one unique thing that I can do that shows my sense of humor, but it doesn't give away my jokes. Like I know a lot of people do sketches. I took a sketch class, but that's not really like my MO in a sense. So I'm trying to figure out like my one unique thing that kind of like captures people's attention that makes them want to come to my show. So I'm still figuring that out. Haven't gotten quite there yet, but it's in progress.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So how was the skit class?
I learned some pretty good techniques, but it's just not for me. But I know like a lot of comedians, they kind of like start out in sketch and then they do stand up, or they do stand up and then they get into sketches. But I don't want to kind of like follow what everybody else has been doing in a sense. Like I don't want to just copy people and just keep doing what other people have been doing. Like I don't want to be known for just the guy who just copied what Drewski did. Like I want to create my own unique thing that people know me for. So
do you feel like people is getting away from comedy and just doing it, or like do you feel like comedians is not having the patience and they just rather just do a skit real quick, and it's kind of like
they want it fast. They want it instantly.
I don't know. I'm gonna play devil's advocate, but some people get like, oh, I just want to post funny videos. Oh, people want me to do stand up. I got to learn how to do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? It could come from the other side of it too. Like, I don't think it's like, oh yeah, I'm just trying to get fast money. I just like making funny videos. Oh, now people want to see me on stage. Oh, it's different. It's a different. You know what I'm saying? So I got to learn a different set of skills. So I don't necessarily always look at it as like, oh, they're just trying to get on fast. Some people just wanted to make funny videos.
True.
So do you consider them comedians? Because that be my problem. When they consider themselves comedians, I'm just like, a skit and 5 minutes is two different things.
I feel like, okay, so I can't remember what the definitions are, but comedians are something about like you make people laugh with jokes that another person can't come behind you and say. And then like a joke teller, or there's some other word, but I feel like if you can make people laugh for a sustained period of time with you just up on the stage by yourself and nobody else can come after you and say the same exact thing and get the same laughs, I say you're a comedian.
Technically.
Yeah. So whether that you can make sketch videos, but when you get on that stage and nobody else can do what you've been doing, and you know what I'm saying, you make people laugh, you're a comedian in my eyes.
Got you.
Yes.
So you said you started comedy 2 years ago, right? You was doing classes and everything.
Yeah.
For your 33rd birthday, you had a show.
Yeah.
Tell us about that, man. What made you say, you know what, I'm 33, I'm feeling ambitious. Let me try to put on a show, man.
Well, I've thrown bachelor parties. I've planned travel trips for my friends, thrown media parties like at my house and stuff. So I've always been like the organized, structured person, but I just didn't want to be in the club or have like a birthday dinner. Like I don't want to do what everybody else been doing, so I wanted to do something different. So I was like, well, I've been doing comedy, let me throw a show. So I just researched everything. I found a venue. I found how to promote all the tickets. My girlfriend helped me sell a lot of the tickets. I hired a photographer. I hired all the talent. I made the set list. I booked all the comedians. I sent them the contracts, told them how much time that they were all doing. I had wrote stuff myself to perform. An event went amazing. Like,
that's
amazing.
Good, man.
You were there, like.
Oh yeah, I definitely.
That's good, man.
Definitely amazing.
That's good.
So that was so technically you are an entrepreneur, like a serious entrepreneur. That's pretty much right, because you do a lot of.
I don't do it for the money though.
Right.
I do it because I enjoy it. Like,
right.
Yeah. I didn't throw that with the intention of trying to make money off of it.
Right.
Yeah, but
You just wanted a night to enjoy people that you wanted to be around.
Yeah,
to
like
do something that you loved.
But that's a boss move, though.
Yeah, my mom the crazy thing is, so I have this joke about my grandma. She actually passed like the week before my graduation.
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
And so I was like, she never got to see me perform. So I was like, dang, like because my parents live all the way in Aiken, and all of my shows were like right after work, and that's like 2.5 hours. So it's hard for them to come up here.
Yep.
And so I was like, well, the easiest way for my parents and family to see me perform is if I throw my own show. So my mom, my dad, my sister, my granddad, and then like a lot of my childhood friends, my girlfriend's friends, family friends from like the church, they all got to see me perform. So it's like, that is one moment I'll kind of like have for forever. You know what I'm saying? Like it was more than just a birthday. Like people got to see my talent. They got to have a really good show. And like it was just it was just very sentimental. So
What's up, man?
yeah, it's a way better birthday than just like going out and buying alcohol and getting drunk and
I
going
bet it
home.
felt
like,
better too. Like you felt the warmth, you felt the love for sure.
Family, a family affair.
Yeah.
I definitely felt it. You know what I'm saying? It was all up on stage. But how do your family feel about your comedy, you know, after that? And you're still doing it?
Like your support system, you got a good support system with the family and everything.
Yeah. Well, I did ask my dad about the grandma joke. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like his mom and stuff like that. He's like, yeah,
Yeah.
Because it's hard to say. Like it's hard to say. Like I wanted to cancel this show, but I was like, no. Like I feel like she would be disappointed if I spent all this time and all this money to like. You know what I'm saying? Like learn this stuff.
She was
like,
saying, go ahead, baby. You love to do it. Go ahead.
So,
yeah.
No, there's one joke about my sister, but we have a love-hate relationship. But no, they're all super supportive. Like I think they like when I do talk about them because it's like I've come to understand why comedians talk about certain things. It's the people that matter the most. Like all my content is about my family, my girlfriend, and like my personal experience. So it's like that's what I pull from because that's what I know the most. So it's like it's almost like me tipping my hat off to them. You know what I'm saying? So
And it's a way that they'll live forever.
Yeah.
Like your jokes, those jokes are gonna be stamped forever.
Yeah, and
you
they
know what
know.
I'm saying? And then they'll be able to tell your kids and their kids, and like, you know, your uncle used to tell jokes. He said this about me. Then you said this, and then you done got more jokes about that. Now y'all sitting there talking trash to each other. So it's just a way to keep the family bond together. Really, that's how I see it.
Inside jokes, because it's like, of course, all jokes aren't 100% the truth, but they know the truth in the stories.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they were there, so it's kind of like it's a double inside joke for them because they know where it came from.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So,
For sure.
So you travel too. Everybody don't know that. You know what I'm saying? You travel to a lot of open mics.
Yeah.
Where has comedy taken you so far within these 2 years? What's the farthest you have been? You know.
Well, I haven't gotten booked. It's mostly just like I'm going for fun and I want to do an open mic because that's the thing about comedy is you can do it everywhere.
Yep.
So I've performed in New York, in Brooklyn. That was super cool. I've done Denver, Colorado. I've done Houston, Texas. I've done St. Louis, and I've done Atlanta. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it.
So do you be on vacation or you just?
No, I'm on vacation. I'm just like my friends know.
It's a part of fun though.
Yep. So it's like, hey, I'm here in this city. We can go out to dinner. You can pick one activity that we want to do, but I want to get to a mic out here. So
what has the experience been compared to home base Charlotte?
You learn what material works everywhere because it's like a lot of people, they just make jokes about their hometown, but everybody doesn't know about the blue line.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The two knots. Like everybody can't relate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, how can I write jokes that everybody can still relate to regardless of where I'm at? But I can talk about home and give them facts about home and then make a joke about home. Because I have a joke about South Carolina that'll work anywhere. But it's not like you only going to get it if you're from South Carolina because I give you the context about South Carolina and then I say the joke. So just being more well-rounded, that's what I gotten from it.
Right. So being that you have, you know, did a lot of classes in a short amount of time and you've gone out to do other open mics in different cities, obviously you shake hands and you meet different comedians, right? Different comics. What's the best advice that you've heard so far that, you know?
Okay.
I don't think I've really gotten advice, to be honest.
Yeah, I was curious because a lot of times they're kind of, you kind of got to get it or you don't. But there are some people that, you know, that'll help out, like if you do one of these classes or whatever. But I don't know. For me, right, I feel like the comedy culture, it is a little bit of a tough love industry a little bit. You know, you got to learn. It's just like riding a bike. If you're new, the only way you learn how to ride a bike, you're gonna fall a couple of times. So I'm just curious if if you've any comments have or anybody have, you know, gave you some advice, or if you asked for advice from comments and they gave you some, you know, some nuggets.
I haven't really asked for it outside of the class. Like I don't really ask for advice, but most of my interactions after performance is like, oh, like good set. I've gotten that from people who like featured when I was doing open mics. Sometimes if I come up with like a good tag idea, because I listen to other comics. I was like, hey, you should actually flip this and try that next time. Like, you know what I'm saying? What else? I've been told like, hey, if you know what I'm saying, come to a couple open mics and, you know what I'm saying, you have good sets, I'd love to have you on at a show or something like that. That's mostly been it, but not advice.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with the sensitivity of comedy? You know, the world is as sensitive than it ever has been compared to your two favorite comedians, you know, besides Alvin Davis.
Yeah.
How do you try to structure your joke for it won't, you know?
I don't talk about the world. I talk about myself. So it's like you can't get mad at me talking about myself or my experience or people who I interact with on a daily basis. Like, you can't come at me for that. So I'm safe in that regards.
Right.
So pretty much, have you ever been to the Heckler Nights that they have in Charlotte? You ever tried that?
No, but there's one, I think on the 18th, but I'll be out of town for my girlfriend's birthday. I want to go, but
Happy early birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday. Exactly. Happy birthday to the girlfriend. And also, that's different too in comedy, you know, relationship. Because comedians is a lonely sport, you know. We go to the show late and come back late. So how's that been, you know, dealing with, you know, you changing your, not mostly career path, but you changing a different path. How's that?
no, because I've never gotten to this to like do this full time. Like I already know like how I've watched like there's shows like Miss Maisel, what's another one? Hacks, and I can't remember the other one, but I watched the TV shows and seen what the life is, and I don't want to live that way. Monday through Sunday, I'm at night, I'm working. No, I want to be able to go out with my girlfriend or go out with my friends, go out with my sister. Like, I don't want to have to be locked in where like, oh, all weekend I can't. Nah, I don't want to do that. Like, a show here or this weekend or one day here, I'm cool with that. But like, I didn't start it with the idea to like be famous or anything, and I've already talked to her about that. Like, she likes coming to the shows and stuff like that. So yeah, she knows I don't want to be like super big or anything.
Right.
But if it happened, we should go to stop it.
Yeah, I tell them no, because it's like I'm cool with engineering like that. The money that it provides me, you know what I'm saying, is cool. But why do I need $1 million? I don't need a Bugatti. I don't need I don't need any of that stuff. I don't even have a car right now. I literally Uber everywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you don't gotta pay insurance.
I don't have to pay tires, gas, none of that stuff.
At the end of the day, you probably saving a lot.
I am saving money and time.
I ain't gonna lie, when I didn't have a car, I actually liked it. And the reason why I say that is you understand the convenience because you're doing stuff while somebody else is taking the wheel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know you want to be there on time. Boom, bam. Hey, I'm here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to get back.
And honestly, right? Whenever you can literally leave anytime you want to. You ain't got. I'm gonna be blacked out drunk. You know what? God, this ain't my scene.
I'll never get a DUI.
Right.
Ever.
This ain't my scene. So that actually leads me to another question, right? So you say you never get a DUI. You know, being a black engineer, right? There's kind of comes with a little bit of like I feel sometimes, right? Kind of gotta be a little extra careful because you don't want to like do something to mess up your career or anything like that. So how is it, right, trying to balance the perception that people have on you being an engineer and being a comic at the same time?
My job knows I do comedy.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's super dope.
So wait a minute, you the classic lad?
A couple workers were at my show. I have jokes about my job.
That's super dope. That because in today's world, like she was saying, a lot of times people are too sensitive and they forget we are all humans and we got lives outside this 9 to 5.
But that's where I make jokes about myself. Like, the one thing I learned is like, if somebody comes to your show, they should learn something about you.
Right.
Like, if you come see me perform, you'll learn my name. You'll learn my struggles with my name. You'll learn about my sister, my dad, my mom, my girlfriend, work, like what I like to do for fun. Like, you'll learn a lot about me. So I don't think I'll ever get in a situation where I will have issues with stuff like that. Because I've posted on LinkedIn that I do comedy, so. I say it in interviews. Right. At my last job, when I had the interview, I was going in person And they gave me a tour and stuff like that. And I told them, like, hey, if you guys stay later tonight, you can actually come to one of my shows. I had to catch a flight out early. But, yeah, they all know. I've invited them out several times. So they all know.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
You have a natural go-getter about you. Like, you don't meet strangers, do you?
Wait, you said I don't meet strangers? Or?
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, I'll talk to anybody now. Because it's like, you can learn something from everybody in this world, and closed mouths don't get fed. So I'll spark up a conversation with anybody, but I wasn't always this way, and I put a lot of effort and energy into learning how to be this way. Like, I can talk to anybody about anything for however long now, because it's like I've researched and studied like how to have conversations and how to connect with people and human psychology and all types of stuff. So it's been a learned skill over time.
Okay, that's what's up. So, this is the Change Mindset podcast, right? Mm-hmm. I do want to ask you a question about, because you said you read a lot of books.
Yeah.
What's one book that you would say over your 33 years thus far, right? Mm-hmm. That has really changed your mind of how you go about life, or changed your mind about situations that may arise in life?
I probably start with the one book that kind of kicked it off. It doesn't have anything to pretty much do with anything, but Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah.
But from that, I got the mentality of, it's like, God gave me these gifts and nobody can take them. So whether if I do have money in the bank or don't have money in the bank, like, I have the skills to acquire it again, in a sense. So having that, like, supreme level of confidence in the gifts that he kind of gave me, that's kind of just what I'd use to keep going forward, in a sense. So
that's what's up. Yeah.
How has comedy changed your life since the 2 years?
I would say it's gotten me closer to my friends and family. Like, I think it was when I was trying to do my last show for like our graduation. I sent a text message to, I'll read it. It was a really good exercise. So I finished this book called like the 5 a.m. Club, and there's like this challenge in there for you to like send out this email to ask people what they think and stuff like that. But so I messaged like all of my cousins, I probably texted like 20, 25 people. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey fam, I'm working on a comedy bit and would love your help. How did you see my relationship with video games when I was a kid? Be honest. Was it funny, frustrating, whatever comes to mind, curious? And I've had like some of the greatest stories told from my cousins, like, because they remember certain things that I don't, but it's helped me connect with people in a sense. Okay. So yeah.
And what video games you used to play? Because to get you an engineer, I ain't gonna say Madden or 2K was in there, or GTA. I know I would definitely, or Taken.
No.
What video games was you playing?
I was horrible at sports games. Like, I didn't play sports like that growing up. Like, I had asthma when I was little, so I wasn't really outside that much.
Okay, then.
But I didn't really start getting active until like middle school, and then high school. That's when I started track. But most of the games I played was like shooter games, like 007. Racing games, Need for Speed. I played NASCAR, fighting games, Mortal Kombat, Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, like, yeah, mostly like fighter, shooter, racing games.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, for me, I would say, what is next for Kaylan? Like, in the next 5 years, where do you see you at? No matter if it's comedy, engineer, where do you see yourself at?
Probably a dad. I don't have kids now. Married. Financially free.
Okay.
Still doing comedy. Still enriching other people's lives around me. Just like giving, because giving is like one of my other core values. Being healthy and learning. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
AJ, do you remember the last question of our last guest? No. I know it's on the spot. I'm putting you on the spot right now. I cannot know.
No.
Oh, we gotta give a question for somebody else?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
you gotta answer a question that they had.
And the crazy thing is, it was my question. I don't remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was your question.
I believe it was, right, Looking at your past, at all the mistakes that you've made, right? Because no human is perfect.
Yeah.
And at your lowest point, what would you tell that person in you that was maybe hurting at the time, was probably vulnerable at the time? What would you tell the Kaylan then about how to handle it?
It might not look good now, but I promise you everything does get better. And better, by better, I mean better than what you could have expected or predicted. Because like a year ago or 3 years ago, I would have never guessed I'd be doing stand-up comedy or have the job that I have, or, you know what I'm saying, or have the relationships that I have. Like, it just, life has continuously improved. You know what I'm saying? If you put the work in, be a person of like moral character and stuff like that, and try and give back, like it comes back tenfold.
I like that answer, man.
Yeah.
I like that answer. So we came to a time where it's time for you to give a question for
To
the next guest.
guest. What's your question you have?
So it's another comedian, right?
No, not necessarily.
No, we talk to all people of different types of life and ask them what's their change mindset.
Okay. So for me, when it comes to questions, I like to think of what kind of an answer do I want to get. So what should the answer from the next guest provide somebody? Should it be insight about life? Should it be insight about family? Should it be financial? Like,
Let's go about life.
life?
Life in general.
Life in general.
You read a lot of books, and I feel like books are where knowledge is at. And you strike me as somebody that, you know, like myself, come from a small town, seen a lot of stuff. You've seen a lot of wrongs, you've seen a lot of rights, seen a lot of people that should have went right but went left. So ask a question that pertains
life.
to something like that.
So if your life right now is a book, what is the title? What was the last chapter you closed? What is the chapter you're working on now? And what is the chapter that you're going to write next?
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that.
I like that. I can't wait for that.
I like
but
that.
I got a question.
Yeah.
For y'all two small town people. You know, I know the podcast about to wrap up, but what was the motive for you two guys coming out of small town? You know what I'm saying? What made y'all come to Charlotte? Because Charlotte now has almost 1 million people, or even more than that. So what was, let me ask Kevin first, what was the mindset, what was the mindset, you know, in your small town? You're not seeing no one being an engineer or doing comedy. So what was your mindset to say, yo, I got to go to a bigger city to get a piece of what I need?
Life just kind of finds you. It's the epicenter, man. Like, Alive After 5, that's kind of where it all started for me. I ain't gonna lie. Like, coming up here on Thursdays and just going to rooftop and then going to suite, like, just having a good time. And I was like, it's pretty cool up here. And I was like, okay, it's not too far from home. Family's still kind of close. So I was like, yeah, Charlotte it is.
Gotcha. For me, man, it wasn't necessarily I had to come to Charlotte. Because 2 weeks after I graduated college, I moved to Florida. But for me, man, Gifford East. If you don't know what Gifford East is, it's a textile plant. I had, like I said earlier, we had generations that worked there.
Yeah.
It's a textile plant. How hot it is outside, it doubles that on the inside.
Yep.
And I started working there when I was 15, 16 years old. And I said to myself, ain't no way in hell that I'm 15, 16, and I'm about to graduate high school and then come back to work full time here.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Well, I know for me, coming from Roland, both my parents from New Jersey, and we used to go up to New York. Before the Twin Towers went down, I always know I wanted to be around big lights.
Yeah.
It was just something about those lights. I knew I wanted to be in the big city, and I just felt like they had everything that I didn't. I mean, I'm coming from a town just like you guys, less than 800 people.
Yeah.
So for me, I was in trouble because I was bored. So just wanted to know.
I do want to say something though, right?
Yeah.
I wish, like, you know, we all come from, you know, smaller towns, right? I wish people in those smaller towns, and nothing wrong with staying there, right? There's nothing wrong with staying in a smaller town. But what I wish that a lot of the community would know in these smaller towns is your wildest dreams can come true if only you be take that leap of faith and try to shoot for the stars. And you won't know if you can make it or if you're gonna fail if you don't try. But if you try, I know you're gonna wind up in a better place than what you are if you don't start.
I think the thing is access, because honestly, I probably was like in my mid-20s before I even had an avocado or knew what an avocado was. It's kind of like, unless you're putting in a position.
My wife introduced it to me.
Yeah, I even ate salmon until I was like 18 or something.
And I've been saying salmon. Like, I didn't know the L was silent. Like, where I'm
didn't
from,
know.
No.
Yeah.
So it's like that, just exposure to different stuff. But it's like you can be in an echo chamber in a small town, but unless you have somebody from outside comes in and show you like what is all around, and you kind of like you stuck there because you don't really know anything that's outside.
You stuck there.
I just want them to be able to dream, man. It's okay to come back, but it's okay to stay. But you got to know that the world is bigger than those 4 streets that you have.
But you got to touch the people who don't know that the world is bigger than those 4 streets.
Hopefully now with Instagram and stuff, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, Instagram is easier because I know for me, we really depended on social media.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we are in the country and my friends is not 1 block away. My friends is 5 miles and the bus ride is like a road trip. But I do know that being in bigger cities, you know, like Chicago, Philly, Charlotte, but when I do want, and since the peace of mind, send me back to rolling.
Nah, for sure though.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
definitely restart.
Because I don't know about for you guys, because it's just like it does reset you and it just bring you back to that little kid of you that was just looking up at the stars. Cause you know in the country you see all the stars.
Yeah.
And it's just you and your thoughts and you just like, you know what I'm saying? Does it do it for you when you go back home?
Yeah, because it's like you can't see the stars here because there's so much light. So you don't get that same peace of mind being up here than you do back there. So being away makes you appreciate it more.
Yeah.
And I also feel like when you come from smaller town, the bigger towns give you that hustle. When you go back home, they just like, you didn't really need that new car. Like, as long as it turn, it's good. And it makes you feel like you're a fishbowl now because you went to the bigger city and you got the bigger city money. And not saying that, you know, they are poor there, but let's just say you get you a new car. It could be something that's infinity. To them, they like, that's no different than a Porsche. Like, why would you get that? Now you're sticking out at Walmart. Oh, this guy right there, that's his car. Everybody else down there got Chevys, 24. It's like they still stuck.
You stick out like a sore thumb now.
It's like, I don't know about y'all time, but my time is still stuck in the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? And it's 2 hours away from me though. But that's the question I had for us 3 coming from small town.
So what's crazy, right? You was talking about, does it ground you? Man, the thing that I look forward to whenever I go home, right? And my aunts, my uncles, they say I'm crazy. I just want to take my socks off and put my feet on the ground. Like, I just want to touch the grass.
Yeah.
That's like something that I do every time I go. That's very random, but that's something it keeps me grounded, man. But
what do you do when you go back home? Or you just be around family?
It's anytime I go back now, it's to be around family. Like 4th of July, we had like a big kind of like cookout. Okay. We had this like blow up slide for the kids. And then Sunday was my church anniversary, so I went to church. And then went to Red Lobster with my family and tried the new menu. And that's pretty much it. Anytime I'm going back is for a reason. Like whether my cousin being married or, you know what I'm saying, to see my granddad, it's always like family around it.
So would you go back there to retire? I know you said
no, it's too slow for me.
I live on the outskirts. Huh?
Hey, Lance, that's what I said. They ain't doing no gentrification in my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? They need to. I would like to see it, but they ain't
still farmland out there around that.
No, that ain't gonna happen. Well, Kaylan, I was glad to have you.
Happy to be here.
I can't wait to see all your other adventure. I've been watching you, and hey, I'm glad to even have you as a friend, as an ally, and how we met.
Likewise, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. And this has been another episode of
Change
Mindset. Pivot to your mind, man. Appreciate y'all.
Kaylan Allen, y'all make sure. Oh, wait a minute.
Huh?
You got any shows?
Yeah, August 1st, at Great Wagon Road Distillery, Bootleg Comedy Night. I think the show is at 7. Tickets are $20. It's a Friday. And then August 5th, the show is called Just Vibes. It's at Seaboard in South End. I believe the show is at 7. It's on a Tuesday, and the tickets are $10.
Okay.
So
That's what's up, man.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all go check out my boy. Hey, he's
Guaranteed to
definitely
make you laugh, man.
Definitely funny. And come get these jokes, y'all. See y'all next week.
Tap in. Let's get it, y'all. Change mindset.